Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, August 13th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol GNLN. And as I speak, this thing continues to rip and roar to highs. Don't get me wrong, it started off very nicely on the day. Big gap up. Then things got pretty quiet, just consolidated out. And then you can see right there, broke out. And then as I speak right now, the breakout continues. And again, this is why I like to do these when the market's still open, because check this out. This thing is ripping and roaring as I speak. And that's really the main dynamic right now of why it's on the watch list. From a trading standpoint, there's really two things we ultimately care about as traders. Is the price moving, and is there volume? Am I going to be able to sell after I get in? And yeah, this thing has great volume, and as you're seeing, it has absolutely fantastic movement. And in many situations, like I said, that is enough to at least keep it on the watch list. Now, I do want to throw in some technical levels, so if you like to play pullbacks, then let me change that to green to represent support. First key level of support right there is at $14.15, and that would be the ideal level. I mean, if you say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? Certainly if the price can stay above there, but from the overarching standpoint, it is all about the purple line down there, 50 period moving average. Keyword definitely being moving because I get it. Price is way up here. This line's way down here. But as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So from the overarching standpoint, as long as the price is above that purple line, the bulls are in full control. And then when it comes to areas of resistance, nothing complicated here as far as it's, right now, the price has gone up as high as right there at 1960, but good chance the price maybe pushes up through there. So whenever you're watching this, just ask yourself, where was the high from the day? That just means that's where the party stopped, and that's where the current resistance level is. Doesn't mean it's a big resistance, but it wouldn't mean that's where the resistance. But at the end of the day, if you like volume, if you like volatility, definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one, PSIG. Very, very nice pattern here as it starts off with a well-defined breakout point. And I say that because, let me be very clear, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply this is a great skill or a special discovery on my part. In my opinion, a lot of people are going to be watching that level right there at $2.57. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So while there are no guarantees, is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if the price comes up here and pushes up through that level, that break in of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible outcome. So keep an eye on that if you like breakouts. And then in terms of areas of support, very well-defined level down here where the consolidation leveled out. And that sits down there at right around $1.84. But like I said, if you like stocks down below $5, you like breakouts, 257 is giving you a very well-defined and one of those potentially self-fulfilling prophecy type locations. Next one here, DPRO, penny stock that had a very, very solid surge during the opening 30 minutes, shot all the way up there. This was all occurring on very, large volume, and things have kind of sputtered out. And maybe it is game over. That's completely a very realistic thing here. But for those of you that have traded and have more experience, then you've seen situations like this where there's a huge move and then things behave like it's game over, and then all of a sudden it makes another huge move to the upside. Of course, that's not what I'm saying is going to for sure happen here. But while it maybe looks like it's game over, it's one of those things where maybe not. So it's worth, once again, the whole idea of a watch list, finding unique, finding interesting situations, and not rushing out and randomly buying stuff, but watching it. Maybe you don't care about these situations at all, fine. This one won't be on your watch list. But if you do like these, then I would say definitely to keep an eye on, especially when you have a little bit of suggestion right here that maybe, just maybe, this thing is coming back to life. Now, yes, there's still a whole lot more work that needs to be done, but, if the price was doing this, and I'm saying, oh, it's looking like it's coming back to life, you'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? The price is literally just going straight down. But that's not the case here. Does this mean for sure that it's come back to life? No. Point being, it's much more plausible in this scenario. So if you like penny stocks, you like these situations where it's maybe looking like it's game over, but then there's some signs of life, keep an eye on it. Next one, SOUN, and like some of these other ones, I would say some very well-defined, let me bring that, there we go, some well-defined areas of resistance. So again, not trying to impress you, this is not me trying to imply this is a great discovery, but $5.30, you can see Generally speaking here, price didn't quite hit it. Price did hit it, actually went slightly above it, did hit it. So you get the idea. Right around 530, going to be what I'll just call a potentially self-fulfilling prophecy location, where if the price comes up here, breaks through it, people are going to be buying just because, hey, I'm a breakout player. Hey, that's breaking out of key resistance. Oh, I'm supposed to buy. So keep an eye on 530 from that angle of things. And then in terms of areas of support, really from the overarching standpoint, as the level I talked about previously, just watch out purple line there, 50 period moving average. You can see actually a couple great examples both there and there of it holding strong as support. So if this thing does come down some more, keep an eye on that level. If that does not hold up, so if the price falls down through the purple line, then I would say, I'm not going to call it a do or die level, but an area with a whole lot of importance would then be that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, right now valued at, we'll call it $4.80. But all in all, in my opinion, the most interesting dynamic is all about $5.30. So let's see if the price can break up through there or not. Next one, NVDA, and been tracking this one quite a bit. And just quickly, the power of charts here. So congratulations to anybody that watched the previous video, because I talked about that area down there. And look how it came down there, found support, and then just skyrocketed up. So very, very impressive move right there. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of these lines as they serve their purpose for now. And we don't want to have lines everywhere and create risk-causing confusion because there's clutter. So let's try to keep this as clean as possible. Maybe you already noticed where the resistance level is. If you haven't, that's okay, but kind of sticks out like a sore. Or let me put it this way: if you claim to be able to read charts, this should stick out like a sore thumb. So if you don't claim to be able to read charts, then no problem at all. But check out that pink line there, 200 period moving average, just rejected. I mean, numerous times. So yes, don't really need to say any more from a resistance standpoint. Keep an eye on, let's just call it the $110 mark. In terms of areas of support, already talked about in a couple other charts. Keep an eye on that purple line right there, 50 period moving average. You can see that has been doing a fantastic job of holding strong. So if the price comes down here, then I would keep a close eye on that. But as of right now, I mean, the price continues to knock on the door of that 200 period moving average. So I think that's the pressing question on most people's minds. Can the price break through that 200 period moving average? Grab your popcorn for Tuesday. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the page itself that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. And overall, nothing has really happened. What do I mean? Wow. What do I mean by overall? Sorry about that. I had to pause. My mouse or something was off and it was going back and forth. But anyways, overall, you can see here the price is still just stuck between the sideways channel that I've talked about in plenty of other videos. So from that angle, nothing new to report. Top part of this big old sideways channel up here at 203.50. Bottom of the channel support down there at 191.75. Now, within itself, you can see there's actually a little bit of a tighter channel that's starting to form. So it's almost kind of going in an onion mode, right? You have multiple layers here. So right now, the inner layer is right there. I'm not going to totally map that out because, again, I don't want to cause confusion because there's lines and clutter everywhere. But there is kind of a tightening up of that range. But the other thing that to keep an eye on is there is now this downwards trend line forming. Does that mean for sure guaranteed the price is headed down there to test the bottom part of the channel? No guarantees. But it does seem like there's some weakness here in Tesla. So moving forward, I think the price got a good chance of at least coming down here and testing the bottom part of the little miniature kind of inside portion here of the onion that's formed. So keep an eye on that. But really, within all actuality, not a whole lot happened after that opening 30 minutes was pretty crazy. Big drop, and then after that, kind of just chopped around and is staying right where it was. Next one, TRNR. An interesting scenario here where you got very strong move up. Price came all the way up to right there, and then the price just drop. And at this point, it always becomes a valid question. Is this a pumping up? Is this just some sort of gap in trap? Valid question, but we got our answer. And as of now, no, it has not, because the price has at least gone sideways. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price is now starting to go sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed the pullback is over and for sure guaranteed the price is going back up. My point here is it at least a little bit more plausible now? Is there a little bit more rational behind that? Yes, absolutely. So on that note, to level keep a very close eye on, and again, this is one of these, I'd say, self-fulfilling prophecy type areas, right up there at 66 cents. You can see right there, price was rejected, rejected right there. So you got to think a lot of, kind of curl back up players are going to be watching that, looking to try to play a breakout. And then on the flip side of things, in terms of areas of support, key level to watch down there right around that 52-cent mark. But all in all, nice consolidation. Got the sideways movement. So if you like penny stocks, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, PLTR, and finally acting a little bit human here. As you can see, there has been a pullback. Now, this is also a little tricky to talk about because it's all about perspective. If you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well, then yes, from that perspective, the chart looks really, really bad. But assuming you care about the big picture, just going to get rid of that thing. Everything is still perfectly fine. I mean, just look at where the lows are. You have a low way down. Oh, that's behind my mug, but right there is a low. Right here, there's a low. Right there's a low. But an easier way to even do that, just watch going back to our trusty moving averages. Purple line here, you can see, has a nice upward slope to it. Now, the price is getting closer to testing it. So I think that'll be a main question, at least on some people's mind, is, all right, price is getting close. And when it does go down there, if it does, I should say, will the price be able to hold above it? A more than valid question in an area where no guarantees, of course. But if you're thinking, I think the price has a chance of bouncing off that area, I totally get your logic. But again, no guarantees, so that's why risk management matters. But I would not call you crazy at all. In any sort of event, whether or not the price bounced off that level, but the price turns itself back around, still all about $30.38. Yes, it was broken temporarily this morning. Big spike up, and then the price lost its momentum and back down it went. So 30.38 still going to be that key level of resistance. Next one here, LUMN, and another good day here for the bears. Overall, the bulls are hanging in there, but yeah, this pullback continues down further, and the first update that needs to be done is based on a foundation rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance, and that is exactly what played out here. Price broke down below it, and then you can see right there, went right back to acting as resistance. Now, that's not to say that that level can never be broken. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price is now struggling at that area, and that moving forward, $4.94 is going to be that initial area of resistance. If the price can push up through there, next key level will then be up there at $5.86. In terms of levels of support, let me change this to green. Key level now to watch moving forward if there is any sort of further pullback, going to be right down there around $4.23. So yes, the pullback continues. Next one, TQQQ, and overall, a fine day, sure, for those of you that are day traders and maybe bought up around there. Chart's not looking so good for you because it did kind of break out and then pull back. But assuming you care about the big picture point of view, yeah, pulled back, but still putting in higher highs and higher lows. And from a trend building standpoint, that's really all you can ask for. And I'm going to go ahead and just make an adjustment of this resistance. And the key question becomes, well, what direction is this adjustment need to be made? And as you can see here, now that we have more data, seems though the newest and kind of more clear level of resistance right up there at $60.10. And you saw I adjusted that level higher. So assuming you're bullish, whenever levels of resistance need to be adjusted in the upwards direction, that's always a good thing. And then once again, kind of broken record mode, but sometimes that's just how it is. A lot of charts showing the same things. Just continue to watch that purple line right there, 50 period moving average. It's done a good job of, just kind of flowing upwards. Price hasn't even come close to touching it. But nonetheless, if there is any sort of deeper pullback, keep a close line or eye on that. Now, if the price does push down through that line, at that point, things I'm not going to say are ruined or destroyed, but they start to get a little bit more sketchy. But as of now, and as you've seen, the price hasn't even come close to that purple line. So as long as that remains the case, then I would say the bulls are in full health. I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders out there, again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool and how it can and should be used, then definitely get signed up for the free live webinar. It'll be later this week, Thursday, August 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So go get signed up, and I hope to see you there. And it is genuinely live, and I say that because if you have questions, please bring them, as there will be a Q&A session. All right, let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am no longer using the 30-minute time frame. I'm on the 4-hour time frame. So each one of these candlesticks now represents 4 hours instead of 30 minutes, and that's just because Bitcoin is open 24/7. And in order for this video to remain relevant for as long as possible as far as the analysis is concerned, using the 4 hour just allows me to accomplish that. So really, nothing has changed since Friday when I did the last update. And I'm just going to assume you're watching this video 15-20 hours after I upload it. So question number one you need to just ask yourself is, okay, where is the price at relative to the pink line up there, the 200 period moving average, which currently valued at, let's just call it 62,750. If in any way, shape, or form you're saying, well, actually, Clay, I'm watching this 20 hours from now, the price is up above 62,750, that is telling you that the bulls are back, the bulls are doing very well, because that implies that the price has recovered and actually been able to get up above. So even if it's right here, that's still a very good situation. Of course, common sense will take you far. If the price is way up here, well, that's telling you that it's even a better situation. But like I said, I think the starting point just becomes taking an inventory check of where's the price at relative to the 200 period moving average. Now, if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is still down below it, that's still fine. Right now, it's just consolidation. But next question will be, okay, well, where's the price at relative to 55,600? If you're answering the question that the price is down below there, that's where things, again, are not ruined, but are certainly starting to get a little shaky, as that would be, if the price is down here, that's telling you that the price is starting to go back to where it was. Not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly what you want to see. But any sort of, answering of the question of the price is still down below there, but up above there, then that would just imply that there's some, I would call it a healthy consolidation occurring. So keep your eye on those levels, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll give you a good kind of real-time, in-the-moment analysis of where Bitcoin's at. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a crypto and Bitcoin trader to go get signed up for this free class if you like what you saw, because what you're learning about in it can and certainly should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin. So like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, August 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Go get signed up for it. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment below, give me your watch list for tomorrow. If you have a request for me to do an analysis on one of your positions, like I said, comment below and I'll do my best to get to that in a future top 10 video. So thanks for watching. Again, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and go get signed up for that free class. Take care.